Hey, what's up guys? This is going to be a review on the T-34 Tier 5 Chinese medium tank. So you can see right here. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the armor first, and then the substats. And yeah, afterwards we're going to go to the garage and I'll talk about how the tank plays and go over some of the stats on there as well. So let's get started. We got 45 millimeters in the front, 45 millimeters on the side, and 40 on the rear. And in the front of the turret we got 52 in the front, 52 on the side, and 45 on the rear. So that's pretty much the armor right there. Armor values of the tank, but obviously Tank Inspector go into much better detail. So you can see right here it's 45 millimeters, but it's sloped at a 50-degree angle, which makes it about 65 effective armor at this angle right here. As you can see right here by these values. If you angle it more, you get a little bit more effective armor. Little ricochet zone over here. Where'd it go? Then it's gone. But pretty much this tank has nice sloping on the armor, but obviously the armor is not very thick, only at 45 millimeters thick, so not too strong. But we do have this 90 millimeter spot right here, which is a very nice amount of armor. The thin strip right here. So when shooting this tank, you don't want to shoot right here because it gets up to 100 to almost 130. That's at this angle though. The preferred angle you want to be in is something like this, so you can get ricochets on the side armor and they won't ping your side. So pretty much about 110 effective or 105 effective armor, and it could be up to 110. Lower plate is at 80-degree angle, as you can see right there, and yeah, ricochet zone. So do not shoot the lower plate of this tank, even though you think it's a weak spot, because it's very nicely angled and you will bounce off every time. You just ricochet right off. The weak spots of the tank, we got this machine gun port right here. I guess it is a weak spot because it's not sloped, right? So we have about 47 effective armor, so you could shoot right there. And this part here is not a weak spot, even though it kind of looks like a weak spot. It's like a little door right here or something. It's 69 effective armor, so this is actually a little bit stronger than the main armor. As you can see, 62, then it goes 68, 69. So don't shoot right here. Shoot the machine gun port, which is the main weak spot of this tank from the front of the hull. Side armor, obviously, just side armor. The turret, as you can see right here, it's not too strong either. It's not too well armored. 52 millimeters, and we could get up to 119, 89, 53, 67, 114, 56. It just depends where you shoot the turret at, but mostly it's not really that strong. The manlet, we got ricochet zones right here, 179. So don't shoot the top part of the manlet. That's very strong right there. So do not shoot on the top part. Ricochet 110. So you want to mostly shoot. You want to try to actually avoid the manlet unless you're obviously like a tier 6 tank or a tier 7 with a lot of pen, because I do see a lot of troll licking armor right here. So I would suggest shooting under the manlet right here. Easy 55 armor you got to go through. This side of the cheek, yeah, pretty much same side as or same thing as the other cheek over here. So the manlet's actually not too bad armored, as you can tell right here by these values. Kind of just depends. It's just kind of trollish. This bottom spot, 150. Ricochet. This part actually right here is about 82 millimeters thick. Look at that for a while right here. This whole spot. So maybe shoot right here, and this is your best chance at penning. But the manlet's kind of trollish, so you shoot under or shoot the cheeks. But what you really want to shoot at is the weak spot, which is right here, and this is only 45 millimeters thick, so you can see right here. So this is going to be your weak spots. This, the cupola, and the machine gun port. Those are the main weak spots of the tank. The tank doesn't have too much armor anyway, but for the lower tiers, that's what you want to shoot, because I know for the lower tiers this armor could bounce a lot of shots because of the angling. So yeah, let's talk about the roof armor. We got 20 millimeters right here, and then we got 16 right here on top of the turret. So Artie's gonna wreck the tank pretty much. So try not to get by Artie. Don't stay still. Just keep moving like a medium tank should, and I think you should be all right. Pretty much all I gotta say about the armor. Let me just do a quick comparison to the T-34. Some people say they're kind of the same thing, but as you can tell, they're really not. This tank actually has less armor on the side. The other one has 45. This one has 40, and same thing for the rear. For the turret, has the same armor. Yep, same armor values on the turret, but side armor is a little bit weaker on T-34. So that's something to note if you don't know which one to get, Type 34 or T-34. Same thing pretty much on the front. Actually, this tank has less of an angle. As you can tell, this is a 46 degree, the other one's 50 degrees, so this is a 45 degree angle. So actually this tank is a little bit less armored than the Type T-34 by looking at the angling stats here in this spot. So less angling on this tank, and this tank has an 80 millimeter strip instead of the 90, but this one's a little bit better angle, and the lower plate is 78, so 78 degrees angle, and the other one's 80. So pretty much tanks are pretty similar. Yeah, pretty similar. Copola's actually a bit stronger, but that's pretty much all I see is the strength of this tank. The rest, it looks like Type T-34 owns it, and the armor, the rest hold the tank. Oh, and it has a little bit more turret roof armor. Pola's 15 though. Well, that was just a quick comparison. Let me go back to the main tank. Sorry about that, guys. Just wanted to compare it real quick. And here is the stats right here with the same gun. I'm comparing the Type T-34 with the T-34. So we're looking at the stat values, and as you can see right here, according to this, I'm not sure if this is accurate. It's not applicable. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's accurate. I trust Tank Inspector, and yeah, Type T-34 has better camo according to this, and it has more ammo compared to the T-34 has less ammo by 23. Better maneuverability, as you can see right here. On vehicle, except for on vehicle full traversing, elevations 5 degrees better. Here's where it kind of sucks, because as we all know, Chinese tanks really have crappy ass depression, and that's true. As you can see right here, 5 degrees of the gun depression compared to 8 degrees from the T-34. So very big advantage right there. So if you like gun depression, I would suggest stay away from this tank and go with the T-34 instead. Sacrifice a little bit of armor, and sacrifice some maneuverability, some speed, and gain the extra 3 degrees of gun depression, or stick with the speed and stay with the crappy depression. I don't really use this tank to shoot over the hill anyway, so depression doesn't mean too much to me in this tank. It's more of just yeah, well, I'll just talk about that later on the rest of the review. But yeah, this tank's really nice. Pretty much it's better than T-34 in my opinion. It just loses on the degree, the depression or whatever. It just has crappier depression pretty much, let's just say that. But the rest of the tank, I would say is better than the T-34. And as you can see right here, this actually has better traverse speed, so it even turns better, so that's very nice. Yeah, really all I gotta say about this tank, guys, at least in this part of the review. In the garage, I'll be going a little bit more in depth, talk more about the stats and how the tank plays. But pretty much it for the armor, guys. It's pretty decent against tier 3s. Once you get to tier 4s and 5s, you're gonna get pinned more. Especially at tier 5, you kind of lose your armor. It's more you're gonna pin pretty much all the time unless they shoot the manlet area. The sloped armor can't save you unless they shoot the lower plate or this strip. So this armor is really not gonna be that good. 100mm guns are gonna go through this like butter. And yeah, guys, pretty much all I gotta say about the armor. It's pretty okay at the lower tiers. Once you get to tier 5 and higher, this armor means nothing, and you'll get pinned out every time. And sometimes even by tier 4 tank destroyers will go through this easy too. So yeah, guys, armor's okay for a medium tank at this tier. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the garage, where I will talk about a tank a little bit more. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alright, I'm over here in the garage now, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about these stats right here on the right side listed. and also gonna talk about how this tank plays. So let's start with the HP. We got 450 hit points. That seems pretty standard for medium tanks, about 400 or 450. So pretty healthy amount of HP we got here. It weighs 29, pretty much 29 tons. This is with this setup right here I got. I'm still missing one equipment slot, but this is how much pretty much it weighs. 500 engine power. It's not too much, but I mean it's healthy enough. I'm pretty sure the T-34 has more engine power. Let me just take a quick look. Just do a little reference over here, just like we did the other game. In the tank inspector. Let's see, T-34. This thing has, nope, never mind. It actually has the same engine. So that's cool. Okay, so yeah, pretty much engine power is a pretty healthy amount. This is not a sluggish tank. Picks up speed okay, so pretty good engine power. 55 top speed, pretty good for a medium tank right there. So that's a pretty healthy amount of speed, and you will reach that speed. So nice top speed we got there. 42 degrees of track traverse, which is pretty good. When it's stock, it has 40. So yeah, pretty good track traverse. It doesn't turn slow either. So it's pretty healthy right there. We went over the armor. And standard shell damage 64 to 106. Obviously this is with the top gun right here, and like I said earlier, T-34 has the same gun. And just to make sure, I'm gonna go ahead and look, but I'm pretty sure it has the same gun here. It's right there, 57mm. Now it's saying the rate of fire is slower in the T-34, but that's because he doesn't have the don't got the turret equipped and all that. But it's the same gun, just weighs less pretty much by looking at it. So pretty much same gun as T-34. So a lot of people are saying, which tank's better? T-34 has depression, but this tank has overall a little bit better mobility, as we saw earlier, and way better camo. So overall, I would say this tank's better if you're not going to be using depression. But anyways, back to the topic. We saw the gun. Very good pen. 112 right here, and 189 with with gold ammo. This shit will pen tier 7 tanks with like butter too. Also, just load up gold and you'll be able to pen them easy. This thing will pen KV3s, Tigers like nothing. You probably won't even need gold for a Tiger, but the pen's pretty good on this gun, especially with gold pen, gold ammo, APCR. So we got 85 damage. It's healthy, especially for the rate of fire. As you can tell, my rate of my reload right here, it's 1.98. Now I got vents and rammer. I'm missing an equipment slot, but I can't power up my reload anymore unless I get brothers in arms. So this thing has a potential with brothers in arms to get up to get down to probably 1.9 reload or 1.9 something. So yeah, the reload's really nice. Aim time is obviously 2.3. It's kind of long for the reload speed because you're not gonna be able to aim fast enough to hit them accurately. But this thing will pepper. If you just auto aim and just drive forward to toward the enemy or whatever, and auto lock on him and just starts holding down the button and just keep shooting him, this thing will just rip them up. Especially if they're lower tiers. With 112 pen, this shit, you'll just go through them easy. Even and with 189, even against the tier 7 tanks, you don't even gotta aim. Just right click them. Just just hold down the mouse, the click, and just to shoot them, and then just go through them easy with auto aim. So this thing's I like to use this thing like moving and shooting at the same time, pretty much. You don't want to stay still and aim with this thing, and unless you feel safe. But if people are going to be shooting at you, and people are going next moving and whatnot, you gotta move around with this thing and auto aim and just keep firing, because this thing, as you can tell by that reload, every 2 seconds they're getting hit. And 85 damage with good pen, you'll be penning them every time, so they're they're gonna get frustrated. Also, since it's a medium tank, you can flank them, so start circling them and just pepper them. Man, this thing's really nice with this gun, so I really like that gun. And this other gun, I don't recommend it. Honestly, really crappy pen. So let's not talk about that shit gun. Yeah, shell pen is very good. I would say for the tier. Very good rate of fire and excellent reload speed. Turret traverse, yeah, pretty good. 48 degrees. Compare that to the T-34 real quick. This one has 49, so just 1 degree of turret traverse, pretty much. It's Type T-34 has better maneuverability overall, so I would still go with Type T-34 if you want that maneuverability. So yeah, but for the view range, they're both equal as I saw it right now on the turret. 350, that's pretty good for a medium tank, pretty standard for the tier. So nice view range, signal range, no one really cares too much about that, but yeah, pretty decent also at 525. Now for the cruise skills, I obviously haven't got this thing 100% yet, but I would go with snapshot would help. Deadeye also, because you're going to be peppering them. This thing will really help if you plan on keeping this tank, because you get I think it's 3% more chance to do damage to the modules or the crew. So this will help. Obviously Sixth Sense is good. Mentors, I like Mentor. Recon if you want more view range. Repairs for the driver, you want to get smooth ride. This is what I would suggest getting, because you could auto aim like I said, and then this will help your accuracy a lot. So I would get smooth ride. Also, this is a Chinese tank and it might catch on fire a lot. I haven't had that problem with this tank too much, but maybe think about getting this. Clutch braking, this will also help the tank a lot. All these skills will pretty much help. Controlled impact, not really. You won't really need that too much, but off-road driving is good. A lot of these skills are very good. It's all pretty much your preference, but I would go with smooth ride first and the snapshot. Situational awareness, best skill on the radio operator, so you got to get this, or repairs. Loader skill is not really that good. Adrenaline rush, well, maybe if you're about to die with this and you're already high reload speed, this will drop the reload a little bit more, so this might help. Yeah, this safe storage is good skill too, but this one not really. But I would start with repairs first, or camo, depending what you want to get. So yeah guys, pretty much went over the stats, went over the crew skills. Now let's talk about the equipment. Gun rammer is a very it's a necessity pretty much if you want to get that nice DPM. Ventilation will help the DPM and overall help the whole crew. So overall, a whole performance boost for the tank, a small performance boost of 5%. For the third slot, I don't know, maybe if gun lane drive will drop down the aim time a little bit more. So maybe I would go with gun lane drive, coated optics, or yeah, that's pretty much it. I would go with coated optics, gun lane drive, and yeah, I'll probably pick the gun lane drive though. That might help a bit when you're aiming. So that's my equipment I would pick for this tank. What else? Right. Alright, let's talk about how it plays. Pretty much it's a medium tank, so use your speed, because this thing has a very high top speed and good track traverse. Try to flank opponents every single time you get a chance. If people are not looking at you, either do some peek shots or just straight up circle them. Just rush them and circle them, and then you don't even gotta track them. Just keep on peppering their sides, and then maybe take cover. Maybe or keep circling. If you have cover, take cover. Do a quick ambush and then take cover, and then you'd be good, and then repeat it. But if it's like an open field, just circle them, because this thing, very good track traverse. And if it's a heavy tank like a KV-1, this thing could easily kill the KV-1. Just keep circling them. So you want to circle, flank your enemies with this tank. This is not a brawler. You don't want to be face to face a lot, but I mean, this could also, it could work face to face. I've done a lot of damage in DPM if people just ignore you though. And this, I recorded a game already, so I'm gonna upload that later. A gameplay of this tank where I did a pretty good damage. It was like 1,600 tier 5 game, I think. And my DPM, I really just kept on working on that. They were ignoring me, and I just kept dumping on them, and very high DPM on this thing. So, you don't want to let this type of tank with this gun, keep shooting at you, because they will devastate you, because you're gonna really lose your HP really quickly with this gun right here. Yeah, Bandicam again, ran out of time, but yeah, pretty much very good DPM. And yeah, you want to circle and flank, like I said, but also this could work face to face at the lower tiers. When you're playing against tier 6 and 7, just you gotta just flank. You can't be face to face. You're just gonna you're gonna get pinned every time, and they will do a lot of damage to you. You'll take like 3 shots and die. But if you're at tier 5, sometimes you could do that damage. Or so what if someone shoots you, and you could probably land 2 shots and then back up. Just you gotta play smart. Don't play this like a straight up brawler though. Let me play like a heavy tank. Just rush to the battlefield, because you'll die. This thing doesn't have that good of armor, and its HP is not too high either as like a heavy tank. So yeah, you could play this, I guess, 2 different ways. You could be aggressive with it, but like I said, not really much armor, so you will die. But I would suggest just playing like as a regular medium tank. Wait for your opportunities. Don't snipe with this tank. It's not a sniper, as you can tell by that gun. It's it's not a sniper. It's meant for DPM. It's meant for up close or flanking. Because of the DPM, you can really do high amounts of damage in a short time. So that's what you want to do. But yeah, guys. Overall, this tank is a really nice little tank. If you like medium tanks with fast shooting guns, this is a really good tank. It's very high DPM, good maneuverability. Armor's okay if you're top tier. What else? Top speed's good. So yeah, pretty much it. Very high DPM is pretty much the plus of this tank with the maneuverability. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I really got to say about this tank. I'm probably gonna end up selling it and then buy the Type 58 and review that tank also. That's pretty much what I'm doing now. I buy a tank, review it, sell it, and then review the next tank in line, or just like that, just to keep making some review videos. I got lots. Look at all these tanks. I gotta do reviews on all these tanks. Oh, actually, that's only tier 5 tanks. These are all my tanks. Look at that. I got rows and rows. So I mean, I got a lot of review videos to do after this one. So I'm gonna try to stay busy and review every tank. And if you guys want a specific tank reviewed, just leave it in the comments and I'll get to it. I'll review it. Some of these tanks I'm not too good at with them yet, but it's just I gotta keep playing and understand the tank a little bit more. But this tank, I did really good in a few games already with this thing because of the high DPM, like I said. So I feel like I did an okay or pretty good review on this thing. I mean, yeah, overall it's only a tier 5 medium tank, right? But this thing with the DPM is really nice. So yeah, guys, that's probably gonna be it. And I'll be posting a gameplay video of this thing soon, and yeah, be on the lookout for more videos. So I'll see you guys next time.